Everyone to the studio, please. Testing. Testing. Hello. Dr. Grind. Godfather. HR3. Come to the studio, please. It's time to go live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And a continuing good day to everybody. TGD today here, Pro Golf Talk Live with George, Hugh, and Big Al. Hey guys, how are you?
Lovely. You?
Great. Another good show coming up. I'll tell you, again, we mentioned it previously in the other shows, but a lot going on in the golfing world this week.
Yeah.
You expect it to slow down, but it looks like it's ramped up, So the women are over in Dubai. We're sitting there watching coverage now of that live. But what's going on also is for all of our listeners down in Australia, which we've got a bunch in Australia, is the Australian PGA Championship.
Yeah.
And is that a lot of fun? And Boo Weekly goes out and just says, okay, boys, let me post this little 66 on you and come catch me.
Good for Boo. Glad to see him play again.
He's in his camouflage. That way he can leave the course and immediately go sit in the stand when he gets done.
Yep.
So I just wonder what he's going after down there. Probably Crocs, would you think?
I don't know that, or he's probably chasing kangaroos. Who knows with Boo? Whatever they'll let
He's
him
hunting
shoot,
something.
he's hunting. Yeah.
He's hunting something.
Exactly.
So, but and again, you love Boo's attitude and his approach to the game. He loves the game of golf, but yet too, when he leaves that golf course, he leaves that game.
Yeah.
He's going to go do his own thing.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's down to earth persons you'll ever meet. That's for sure.
Well, there are 7. Boo's at -6. He's got a 2-shot lead, and they had to suspend play the first day due to lightning. And of course, you know this just as well as we do. But whether it's South Africa or Australia, when they get a storm, they get a storm.
Well, and they don't have the humidity we have, so when those storms they brew up, they come in a hurry. I mean, and it's got some electricity in it. I mean, a ton. But it is summertime over there. It's not much different than it is here. We have them come in the afternoons too, so it's just different time of year than what we're going through.
Well, again, there are 7 players at -4, just 2 shots behind Boo. And, included in that is, of course, the defending champion, Adam Scott. So it's good to see Adam come out on the first day and post a good number. His last couple of tournaments, he hasn't been doing that. He's kind of come out and struggled on the first day or so, and that kind of put him behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, understand too. He is down, back home and having a chance to hang out with his friends and family and whatnot. So I wouldn't imagine golf is the center of focus as it is during the regular season. But he is back down in his home country and playing in these things and supporting them. And I agree with you, George. It's nice to see him play well because he's put himself up on the leaderboard and give people a reason to watch.
Well, he really made a charge back over his last 3 events to the point where Saturday and Sunday he gets himself back into the top 10. But again, he had gotten so far behind in the first couple of days. He kind of, again, he was way too far back, and he'd have to go out and shoot 59, 58 to catch back up. And, that's just not possible every event. So, again, it's good to see Adam get a good start. And also another individual that ended up playing and yesterday finished his round and posted 3 under par was Jared Lyle. And good to see Jared continue his strong comeback after, of course, 2 severe battles with cancer.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. And, I mean, the young man's got some courage, and golf is kind of, I guess, his out to help him get away from all that. And, why not go out and play well if that's your way to get out and relax and get away from everything? Go take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. So, well, he has stated in several interviews he was at that crossroads. Does he return to golf and give it his all, or does he just consider his career over with and, he just find something else to do, and he made that commitment. And so congratulations to him. He's, of course, participating over here just to, get on the web.com tour and play in a few events, hopefully get a tour card. But likewise, too, he's going to do the same through the European Tour and also the Australian Tour. So congratulations to Jared. Good first round, and I hope that continues. So, again, play suspended the first day for Lightning. That happened around 5:40 their time. And play will continue at 5:30 a.m. on Friday, December the 12th. Of course, that will be local time there in Australia. So we'll be highly anticipating that tournament, and it's always a lot of fun to watch and keep up with. Also going on, as you mentioned, Hugh, the Alfred Dunhill Championship at Leopard Creek. And this is about 5 hours, I believe, from Johannesburg. Mm-hmm. And, again, another game preserve. We're talking, barnyard animals everywhere. They were showing this morning literally hippopotamuses, and all kind of snakes. And how you like that? Hippopotamuses. Hippopotamuses. That's what my daughter would call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that hippopotami?
Hippopotami. There you go. Yeah. But, again.
Kill more human beings than any other animal in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Well.
We
Beautiful
were told
golf
that when
course.
We were down there. Stay the heck away.
Stay the heck away from them. Yeah,
No doubt.
They're not a petable pet.
No.
So the Alfred Dunhill League, Jack Roos and Matt Ford. Jack, of course, from South Africa. Matt Ford from England. Both of them rookies on the European Tour. And they come out and post some very impressive first-round scores to take the lead. And, again, you see the Louis Oosthuizens, the Charles Schwartzels, several other names. George Kotze is in the field. So Eduardo Molinari is likewise decided to play this week. So, it's one of those tournaments that you get a spackling of some top marquee names, but this is really, again, another one of those events where the young guys are trying to come out and get some points, get some money in the bank, and then really make a run when you don't have the Rorys and you don't have the Lukes and you don't have the Tigers in the field. So a lot of fun down there. The Alfred Dunhill Championship being held at Leopard Creek. If you just want to see a spectacular golf course and one of the most I would have to say well-manicured, designed, beautiful layout. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous layout. Hole number 18 with that kind of island green, three-quarter island green.
It's beautiful. And like you were talking earlier about the kikuyu grass for fairways and rough, and the bent grass greens. It's the beauty of down there is with the lack of humidity that they have. Now, they do have it down on the coast in Durban and there, but up, Joburg, outside of Joburg, your elevation levels are up, ball goes further. You're talking, from 175 yards, you're hitting, your 150-yard club.
Right.
So
right.
You get that extra distance. And the kikuyu helps with that when you're in the fairway because it sits up so well. But with the lack of humidity, the ball goes forever. Mm-hmm. And it's easy for them to grow grass and maintain perfect playing conditions.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And those of us that also enjoy course conditioning and the growth of a golf course and watching it blossom and come into maturity, the Omega Dubai Ladies Masters is currently going on at the Emirates Golf Course in United Arab Emirates. And again, we saw this golf course many years ago when it was Tiger was getting his millions to come over there and just play there. Mm-hmm. And we saw this golf course come in and host several events in the first 5 to 6 years of its existence. Since then, the ladies have now started playing an event there. The guys have gone on to other courses in Dubai. But it's just spectacular the way that they literally go 5 miles outside of quote-unquote Dubai and where there was nothing but desert, and they put this oasis out there, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago at the Dubai Classic. And so we see them out here, and you just see the palm trees and the plants and the pine trees and the other indigenous plants that they have, and you just know, even the bunkers, that they shipped everything in and just planted everything. It's just amazing what they built there.
Yeah. You can't hide money.
No, how many times have we said that?
A ton.
Can't hide money.
You can't
it
hide money.
No.
And you know it's a lot of fun too because you got the Anna Norquist of the world, and Shen Shen Fang has just gone out and just blistered this place. She's gone 11 under par in the first 2 days, shooting 67-66. Day 1, 66. Day 2, 67. Charlie Hull is right behind her at 67-70, 137. She's 4 shots back. But we also see some names that I think is real good, and I congratulate, and that's the Cheyenne of the world, the Cheyenne Woods.
Cheyenne Woods. She's playing well. She's hit some good shots. She hadn't made as many putts as she probably should have, but this golf course is one of those that if you play well, it rewards you, and if you don't, it's going to jump up and grab you. I mean, we're watching a young lady drop it off cart path. She's got to drop it in the desert, and the ball buries.
Yeah.
Well, too bad. Better hit the fairway then.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's spectacular to watch the development of the game, like in countries that 20 years ago. You would have never even imagined. We saw the Turkey Open.
Yeah.
And, that there's 30 golf courses within 5 miles of that town in Turkey. Come on, that's just spectacular.
It really is.
And it talks great. I mean, we hear the economy of the game has gone down and, it costs too much to this. And, yeah, there's arguments that it's overbuilt. There's no doubt about it. We've got overbuilt arguments here in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah.
But the point is it's just good to see the game reaching out to these other countries, the European Tour, the LPGA Tour, the European Ladies Tour, everybody broadening out and getting into China, South Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia.
You look at the players though, George. I mean, look at all the players that are coming in that are becoming great players, winning worldwide, winning here in the United States, winning overseas, and everything else. And they've got to come from somewhere. And
that's right.
They're coming from all these different countries because golf is growing, even though they say it's not growing as much here in the States as it is worldwide.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's a good point. But then again, too, the States was carrying the banner. Let's say.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the PGA Tour was the banner. The LPGA Tour, maybe arguably 10 years wasn't, but now it is. But that's nor here nor there. You saw every Korean, young Japanese, young South Korean girl as she was growing into the 14, 15, 16-year-old range. Their objective was to be on the LPGA Tour. That was their objective. That was what they were reaching for.
Well, that really was the only game in town. But, when coming up through, start of my professional career, George, I mean, you'd go play overseas, go to South Africa and play, or go to these different countries. And, the European Tour to them was more important than the PGA Tour. The only thing they were worried about was the Masters. I mean, it's all based off perspective. I mean, we as the United States of America said, okay, the PGA Tour, we are the number one tour in the world, blah, blah, blah. Well, to other people, they didn't think that way.
That's right.
Right.
And we didn't. A lot of people over here thought I was crazy when I'd come back from overseas saying, dude, these people could care less. All they worried about is the Masters.
Right.
Masters, the British Open, and the European Tour. That's all they worried about.
Right.
And they're like, well, they got to be wanting to play the PGA Tour. Yeah, they would love to play the PGA Tour, the money. But at the time, Europe was just as good.
Yeah, the money was parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a huge differential between the two. So, and I agree with you. And we've talked about that as, the young kid in Brazil or the young kid in Spain. And what are they out putting for?
Putts,
yeah. What are they out putting for?
It's the British Open, it's the Masters, and they could care less about the U.S. Open or the PGA.
Yeah.
So, the thing that
Although Martin Keimer doesn't feel that way right now.
No, he's pretty happy about all that.
Yeah.
But it's like when we used to play in South Africa. We try to win the PGA, South African PGA or the South African Open because it got us in the World Series of Golf when they used to have that. Unfortunately, I choked twice. I had a chance to win both of them and got beaten both of them. So,
do we have a sound effect?
But it gives you that opportunity, and you start to kind of. When you go play those tours and become part of them and get to know all those guys, it kind of gets to be a part of your DNA too. You start appreciating the European tours and stuff like that, and it gives you a whole different outlook.
Hugh, real quick, I don't want to get off subject here. We're covering Pro Golf Talk Live here on TGD today, but you still feel like that was probably the best move you could have made at that time in your point in your career, don't you?
Going to South Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, without a question of a doubt.
Yeah.
I learned more about not only golf but my life, myself, learning how to travel,
Fending
adapt,
for yourself.
how to adapt. Yes, and luckily for me, I got over there, and my dad knew Mr. Player very well, and then I got to know the Immelmans. Mark, who's now the coach at Columbus State and does some work on PGA Tour Radio, he caddied for me. Well, I stayed with him and his family.
Right.
I got to know Trevor when he was 10, 11 years old.
Right.
And
Nice.
we made him cry, and I thought Miss June was going to kill me. But
Right.
because we'd have our little shootout on the green they had. In the
Oh,
front
I've seen
yard.
the pictures, dude.
And
Yeah.
we used to just have a blast, and you learn different I guess societies and ways of life and things you do. And
I look at it as it was like me leaving, high school and then attempting college, but then ending up in the military and spending 10 years in the military. I mean, it puts you into a culture shock, and it puts you into you got to fend for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to take care of yourself. And much like I see that with you in your move to South Africa to prove your golf game and to move into that tournament ready playing status.
And like you talk about now, watching the Alfred Dunhill, these young guys are over there playing, trying to, get money and improve their status.
Right.
Well, that's what we did there. I mean, I would go there. I'll never forget taking a 90-day note and going over and playing, coming back and paying it off, and then having the money and continue to play for the next 12
Isn't that
years.
crazy? Isn't that crazy?
It just,
That's awesome.
Take a 90-day note.
I did. I took a
Yep.
90-day note and had to come back and pay it off.
Yep.
And
Isn't that
if I
crazy?
didn't play well, I was getting ready to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
came back and paid it off, and then
Yeah, because
12
Legend
years
sure as
later-
hell wasn't paying that note.
No. And it was just luckily for me. I went over and played well, and that's the year I got beat. I think Trevor Dodds chipped in to beat me by a shot in the South African Open
Right.
down in Cape Town. And the year after that, I get beat in a playoff for the South African PGA. So, I mean, just one of those things, and you learn from your mistakes. But, again, it improved my golf and my whole mental outlook. And like you said, it was fending for myself and knowing how to – I got to play well if I wanted to
But
survive.
you had those second places, too.
Oh, yeah.
There were checks there.
Oh, yeah.
Attaboy.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats, dude.
The bank was happy.
I bet they were.
They usually say there's a reason why first place trophies are bigger than second and third.
Really? What is that, Al?
Your second and third suck.
Okay,
Touche.
buddy.
Touche.
Okay.
Touche.
If I can.
Touche.
Well done. Well done, Al Cloyd. Also going on this week, crazy, again, we come back over here to the States and we go back down to Naples, Florida at the Franklin Templeton Shootout. Now, again, this is pure silly season, guys.
Yeah.
But this is 12 two-man teams. They're going to play a scramble format, then a modified alternate shot, and then a better ball. And the better ball will be the final 18. But you've got the likes of English and Kuchar playing together. They're defending. So they won last year. You got Graham McDowell and Gary Woodland playing together. You've got Palmer and Walker playing together. You've got Horschel and Poulter playing together. Snedeker and Reed, and Day and Tringali. So
Didn't I see Reed withdrew? His wife had a seizure?
It wasn't. I think Reed actually took Chris Kirk's place.
His wife had a
So,
seizure yesterday. I
Did she
saw.
have a seizure?
Yeah, she had a
Let's
Epileptic?
check. Let's check on
no,
that.
it wasn't
And,
epileptic. It was a what did they call it?
grand mal seizure.
So yeah.
I'm not
We'll put
quite
him in it.
sure.
We'll put him in it.
At least I know he pulled out of the 2-day pro-am part of it.
He could have pulled out of that. Well, she's doing better now.
Okay.
So, but again, Chris Kirk pulled out because of a ongoing wrist issue.
Really?
And so Reed was invited to take his place. But we'll follow up on that and check on that. But again, Palmer's playing with Walker. That's really the only true rookie team that's in this event right now. So this will be something new for them. Who knows? You may just watch them. Maybe Jimmy plays to the expectations that you had him at last week at Alworth.
Yeah.
But, that was another kind of questionable prognostication you had there with Walker. But
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. You just stick with
Do
my
I look
picks,
like
dude.
I'm worried?
Do I
look like I'm
You just
concerned?
need to stick with my picks, dude.
Huh? Do I look
So-
like I'm concerned?
No, you don't.
You've gotten one right in the last 3 years, and
Oh
you're
my
going to
God!
sit here and start
one
boasting.
right. I
know?
got
He
another
has
one right last week.
One pick last week, and all of a sudden he's a genius. You know, he's the next up and coming of
Oh,
the fortune teller.
Hare
I mean, here we go.
Krishna,
Yeah,
We'll get him one of them
Krishna.
balls.
Yeah.
So he can-
oh, you gonna give me an 8-ball?
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Gee.
Or a crystal ball.
Will-
Crystal ball
will
or 8
Hugh
ball.
suck air again today? Okay, yeah,
Here we go.
likely.
How much am I going to pad my handicap?
Yeah.
Oh, now that was a terrible shot.
Sorry, I didn't mean
You got Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker playing together. Is the golf course going to be okay? Is Greg Norman going to be all right there at Tiburon with the two walkers going out there? They're going to be poking holes in the greens with their walkers and carrying their breathing apparatuses.
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, they'll be a good group though. They'll have a lot of fun together.
They will. And
yeah.
Jerry's hilarious. So.
Yeah. Sean O'Hare is playing with Kenny Perry. How about that, Perry?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
You talking about dink and dunk? Oh my God. Kenny's going to be 40 yards longer than Sean.
Yeah. Nice. Hopefully Sean gets stuff going.
But then you got Retief Goosen and Mike Weir together.
Gee whiz.
Oh, my
Weir's
God.
going to look like he's in the group behind.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He teed off yesterday.
Come on, play through. Come on.
You got Charles Howell, the third, with Scott Verplank. So Scott will have his wristband on, his elbow brace, his shoulder straps. He'll look like Michelle Wee
Yeah.
from the waist up. So, then you got Justin Leonard and Rory Sabatini. Wow. Are they reaching?
Wow.
Are they reaching?
I have no comment.
Okay. All right.
I'm really going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
I thought you would.
I mean, why do you even invite the guy?
I don't know.
I mean, the guy.
I think it's a matter of just who's willing to take this week and go down there and do that.
Wow. Sabatini. Gee whiz.
Well, I mean, he came up with Greg and all that. He was playing toward the end of Greg's career, so I guess there's some relationship there. But
I don't know. The guy's
yeah.
yeah. No.
So at least we get to check out his hat, see what kind of hat he's got.
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
This
all right.
is the most golf I've watched in a while today. So
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm definitely
you
not
can't
gonna-
tell our audience that. You're supposed to be staying
no, I
up.
watch golf and on the computer and do stuff, but I don't sit around and silly season and watch golf 24/7.
I tell you, if you look at the pairings, the
Especially
last
that
one,
thing.
the
Oh.
last one I didn't bring up, and this is a pairing that is going to be kind of interesting to see how they play, is Keegan Bradley and Camilo Villegas.
that actually could be kind of fun
Yeah.
with all the twitching, the contorting, and whatnot.
And the spider
Yeah.
between Keegan, going his in and out and twirling the club, and then Camilo down in the middle of the fairway doing the spider, lineup. So,
it'd be interesting.
oh yeah, it'll look like Circus Olay. I think another two teams. Again, you can't sidestep Kuchar and English. I mean, they're just going to be solid, and they could literally, especially an alternate shot.
Yeah.
They could be very, very strong and really separate themselves even before it gets to the scramble or the best ball. But another group that I think you have to look at is your Graham McDowell and Gary Woodland.
I agree with you there. I think that's a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
That's you
got
go
the
ahead and
Woodland.
you bomb it and you do your thing, Gary,
Exactly.
and Graham will just
Exactly.
down the fairway on the green.
Yeah.
I like
and
T-Mac.
Graham is just going to be in his ear
Yeah.
the whole day saying, okay,
I agree.
Yeah, just tweak that up another 11 yards. Just go ahead. Don't worry about it. Yeah, hit the driver. Sure, if you're 40 yards over the green, who cares? Hit the driver.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get us back on. Don't worry about it. So I think that's a pretty strong team. I think really if you boil it down, I don't know, if Keegan and Camilo start to get a love fest going, then if they make a few putts, I'm just wondering, is Keegan going to use the broom again this week, or is he going to stick with the shorter putter that he had last week? So
I don't know. I mean, they do have one more year, but the time's running out.
He ain't coming off that short putter after the week he had last week.
I don't think so. But so good for him. It's the argument this week, Jeff, and especially in the coverage of the Australian PGA Championship, has been, should Adam leave the broom and all that? I fully believe that Adam Scott should stick with that broom throughout the entire season and then worry about it next year before 2016, January 1.
Well, no offense, if you're allowed to use it, and if it ain't broke, why try to fix it?
No, and
I mean, go do your thing
his
until they
shots-
tell you got to change.
yeah, his shots to par improved inside of 25 feet. He's right now leading the PGA Tour in shots improved inside of 25 feet, just because of that broom handle. And why mess with it? He's got another year.
That's what I say. It's not if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's
Just
right.
Keep running. Run with the dog that got you where you're at.
All right, guys, we're bumping up against time here. Let's go ahead and anything else we need to cover?
I mean, you got the tour school finals.
Okay, how's that going?
The 4 under's leading.
Web.com?
Yeah, web.com. Siwoo Kim's at 4 under. You got Rob Oppenheim at 3 under. Hunter Hamrick at 3 under. And then Nyasha Mochaza is at 3 under.
That's easy for you.
And Brian Prouty at 3 under. And Hugo Leon. So
Where are they playing?
Ted Purdy. They're down at the Bear Trap.
Bear Trap?
Yeah, they're playing down there at PJ National.
Yeah.
So, you've got 6 days of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, folks, you want to see some people start choking. Watch this thing, round 5 and round 6.
I just hope it's given some television coverage.
It should.
It's
I believe
always.
the Golf Channel covers it.
I
pretty
think
well,
it's one of the
especially-
best events there is.
Oh, it's. I tell you what, it's one of the most realistic you'll ever watch,
Absolutely.
without a question of a doubt. Because this is these boys' futures.
Yeah. Yeah. You had something?
Yeah, I got one little thing. I just wanted to send a shout out to Lamont Mann and give him a congratulations on the article in Golf Digest.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Just
It
came
was-
out, right?
Just came out,
It'll be
yeah.
in January. Yeah, it's
It's got Fowler on the cover with the little
yeah.
rusty wedge that looks like a mustache. But
Yeah.
but it's a real interesting article. If you guys get a chance, please check it out. We featured him on the show quite a few times. He's a great guy, and glad
Super
to
guy.
see him starting to get some of the recognition that he deserves.
I
Super
agree with
guy.
you 100% because that
Yep.
man makes. I use his putter, and it's the only one I use, and
I think
he's
it's
a
the
very,
best
very
in the
good
business.
friend. He's a very good friend, and it's just
Yep.
he's very, very talented at what
I
he does.
talented.
just fitted 2 Web.com tour players day before yesterday, 4 hours and 45 minutes, and then we went through putters, fitting putters, and I told both of them, I said, we can look at all this stuff off the rack, but you need to go and get on Lamont Mann's website and look at man-crafted putters. I said, if you really want to improve your putting, staying with what you've got as far as a stroke, there's nothing better. So, no
He
doubt
is
about it.
that. He is the best.
I'll
there is.
second that.
Good point. All right, guys, thanks so much. This has been
Thank
Pro
you.
Golf Talk Live on TGD Today. Of course, TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director's website, please be sure to navigate over to our featured course pages, where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Just give us a call here at thegolfdirector.com at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-464-6531. Just ask for Dave. He'll be able to help you.
Just
All of
ask
our
Dave.
just call Dave.
That's right.
All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio or TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. For Dr. Grind, Al Cloyd, Hugh Roy III, HR3, and myself, the Godfather, George Honeycutt, we want to thank Jeff Gilder and Dustin for producing today, and we hope you continue to tune in as there's more TGD golf news and information coming up next.